What goes on, guys? We're back here again with yet another review, and today we're taking a look at a wave of Marvel Legends, which I have not done in a long while. It's been a while since I've done a Marvel Legends video, period. But today we're going to be taking a look at the brand new The Void Build-A-Figure. As you can see, I don't care about the Void series of Crystar, Justice, Power Princess, Vision, Namor, and Ney Marita. Now, I'm pretty excited for these guys. So, most of this wave is characters that I wanted, including Ney Marita. Taking a look at her box. Looks good. Get a nice little read up there. I'm definitely in it for building my new warriors. She'll complete that team. Not really the look I was hoping for, but we'll talk about that. Then, taking a look at her cuz. Namor, I do not want this figure. I only bought this to complete Void, to try to sell Void, and this guy to make my money back on the wave. So if you're interested in this Namor and the Void, let me know. But we'll talk about this guy too. There's a barcode if you're looking for it. I pre-ordered mine at GameStop. That's where I got my wave. That's where I'm going to be grabbing my Marvel Legends from now on. Rack up some points on there. There you go on the back. And then their barcode. Their sticker covered the barcode. Let's see if I can get this off really quick, even though it's probably not going to be super helpful unless you bring them to GameStop, like bring the barcodes to GameStop, because these are not hitting Target and Walmart stores as far as I know. I know the next Zabu wave isn't, which, oh man, went and pre-ordered that whole wave too. Taking a look over here at Power Princess, there's your barcode. She's probably the one I'm most excited for, to be honest. Yet Justice, we'll talk about him. Looks all right. And then I don't know if I want him more or Power Princess more, but Crystar, this looks awesome. This looks great. And then there's his barcode. So yeah, without further ado, enough box talk. Let's go ahead and open this wave up. So getting the assortment out here, I kind of set them all up for us. It's pretty cool. I will say there are some really, really strong figures in this wave. And then there are some not strong figures in this wave. I would say overall the strengths outweigh the weaknesses in the sense that this is a really strong wave of Marvel Legends, which is pretty awesome. But it's not perfect, and I will be going over that. But overall I am very happy with this. So let's go ahead, and I like to do it. I start with my least favorite and work up to my favorite. So this is a pretty definitive ranking of how I like these figures. So we'll go ahead and start at the bottom. That being, to no one's surprise, Justice. This figure sucks. And I did want him to complete my new warriors, but there's just really nothing to like about this. The paint isn't very clean, and considering that's pretty much all that's new, except one thing, which I'm in shock that they did new. And I actually like the way that they did it, but it just, why? So this whole upper torso and cape is one piece, which is really weird. Like the front piece that goes into the cape, which is new for this body. And as a result, you get a double dumbbell at the head. And it's better than most of the ones that Hasbro does, but not great still. I think the head sculpt's okay. I think the eyes are kind of far apart. And I definitely would have preferred like whited out eyes. But the rest of the body just doesn't look very good to me. Like, it just looks weak and not very fun, and he's not a great design to begin with. I hate painted boot tops like this. It drives me nuts. So, and the legs are like incredibly warped. I don't know why. The cape is alright. It's kind of stiff. I don't know. It's just lame. I'm not even going to go over articulation for this. And the accessories are, you get a pair of fist hands and a pair of these relaxed hands. So that's it. Very lame, generic, basic ass figure. You didn't even give us the pinless legs. And I know they have pinless legs that fit on this body. So why they didn't do that, I don't know. The shoulders, too small. It's an ugly figure, so I'm not even going to waste your time with it anymore. The next one is Namor. And I think he's okay. It's not something I want. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I will be selling them. I like Justice better as a character, because like I like new characters on the shelf. Because I consider him and Novar like Marvel Boy 2 different characters. I forget Justice's real name, but they're two different characters in my head. Novar, like Marvel Boy is more like Young Avengers, whereas Justice is kind of New Warriors. Let me know if I'm correct in saying that, though. But I do like this head sculpt. I think this head sculpt looks great. I might put it on my classic one. I don't know. I like the whited out eyes, but I'm not huge on the big hair, so I might try to swap. Because it seems like it's the same face. So I might try to swap the hair with this nice face paint. I don't know. The body has no shading on it, and it's those super, like, defined muscles. I think it's okay. These armor, like, coral plating wrist gauntlet thingies, they're pretty cool. I like them. And then the belt looks pretty good as well. The pants look all right, and then you do get the just the basic black legs. Like this version of him wears pants. He got some decency. The wings on the ankles look good. The feet look all right. These are the more like manly-esque feet. I know that's kind of weird, but I like these new sculpted like ankle or shin guard piece things. I think the belt is new as well. So overall, there's really not much to talk about. Again, it's pretty basic. I'm not going to be going over articulation for this. Dude, the way that this waist swivel is with this belt, it's driving me nuts. Whatever. Very annoying. He does come with a pair of fist hands, a pair of grip hands, and a pair of open hands. So you get the full array here. It's nice that you get the full array. I like that. And then you also get his trident, which this time around it's a lot more sturdy. And I like this gold a little bit more. So maybe I'll give it to the original one and sell this, like, and say, like, not the same staff. But, looks all right. Trident's cool. Again, not going over articulation. The only new thing is the head. And obviously, you guessed it, the head's not going to look up well. It doesn't really pivot either. So, it's all right. Sticking with our Atlanteans, we got Ney Marita. This is not the version I wanted of her. I think that it turned out a lot better. Like, the jump from this to this is a very large gap. But, I mean, I'm still not, like, in love with this figure. It is pretty good, though. I really like this head sculpt. She looks very pretty. The paint is very clean. I like the windswept or water current moved hair. I don't know. The tattoos are painted pretty clean. I guess they're tattoos. I'm not familiar with this version of Ney Marita. And if they ever come around to doing, like, the green suit version, like regular skin tone, I would buy that and sell this. But for now, this is good. I like the ankles. They look good. You get the square on one foot. I like the asymmetry of it. It looks pretty cool. Not going to go over this articulation. It's the normal pinless teenage body, which is nice because you do get like the bicep swivel and the double jointed elbows that work and look fantastic. Really good job, Hasbro. As far as accessories, you get wrists, and then really odd choice, which kind of is, I've never seen this from Hasbro. You get open hands, but they don't have a hinge. And I like these better because it adds more color to the figure, because the thumb is not painted on this one, which is, it's a small detail, but it's lazy. And I like the open hands better for her, but you can't hinge them, so it's like a little weird. I'm not super keen on that, but it's all right. It's still an overall pretty good looking figure, and definitely a character I'm happy to add to the shelf. Now we'll move to Big Turd guy. Now, I actually personally like Ney Marita better, but I'll put him in the middle of the video because I'm not going to be keeping him in the last three figures I'm a big fan of. But I mean, the sculpt on this is pretty incredible. I mean, I get that it's not turds coming out of his butt, but to me, it's kind of like that. So, to my understanding, I don't really know much about this character. I believe that it's like the Century's alternate ego, that he, like the monster that he tries to like hide inside, I guess. Kind of emo, I guess. But it's pretty cool. It's reuse from the appendicular aspects of this action figure are reuse of Venom, but the axial is all new. So basically new torso, same limbs. The torso looks really good with all these like scorpion, arachnid, arthropodic looking limbs and things. It looks pretty cool. I will say this piece on these plug in nice, but this one here has been falling out super easy for me. So maybe put a little bit of glue in there if that's something you're interested in. I'm not going to because I plan on selling this. The head looks pretty good, and I like that orange to yellow fade ombre in there. That looks great. The eyes look good. The arthropod on his head looks nice. I mean, his head's basically a spider. That looks awesome. He is translucent. I don't have like a good flashlight, but if you like shine, you can kind of see my hands behind there, which is really cool because if they put him in front of the light, like he like shines, like you can shine through it. It'll show at the end of the video when they're on the rotating base, but he is made of translucent plastic, which is nice. In terms of articulation, I'll go over it with this guy. The head will go up. Oh, he does come with a pair of fist hands, by the way, which is nice. So not only do we get all this new sculpting and really, you know, a lot of stuff, it is nice to get some accessories. So the head will go up, it'll go down, pivot side to side, and rotate. Shoulders are going to go upwards that much. I never liked how big that disc was. Goes down, rotate all the way around until you bump the back. Same going forward. Bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, and then all the wrist swivel and hinge. Now this diaphragm joint is actually surprisingly well done. It crunches forward pretty far back. You can rotate on there, and it will pivot despite all of this. So that's actually pretty cool. I'm not like, again, I don't want this figure, but it's pretty cool. Hips go out that far. It's a little tight going forward, but you can kick forward that far. Back, not so much. Thigh swivel's good. Double jointed knees, and then the ankles go down and up, and they pivot. He's actually surprisingly well articulated, which I like that. I think that that's a pretty cool. I like that a lot. So, yeah, he looks pretty good. Again, it's just not a character that I like. For Marvel Legends, I came in so late in the game that I'm not going back and buying all the villains. So I only do heroes, and they fight Galactus. They fight the big five Marvel villains, which to me is Galactus, Doctor Doom, Apocalypse, Thanos, and Kang. And I just have them fight them. So, yeah, I think it looks pretty damn good. Next up is just a simple repaint, but ooh-wee, is it a good one. So this is Vision, a classic Vision on the Vulcan body, and that's pretty awesome. So I don't really like the cape. I would like to get a soft goods cape, possibly. If somebody has a good plug, let me know, send it over. But I really like the way that it looks. I was worried about the boot tops and the gauntlets being painted on, and the gauntlets suffer worse than the arms or the legs. It pisses me off because it's like, just make a fixed boot top that is sculpted, and same on here. That's the only thing with the Vulcan body, is they don't want to get new arms on there, and it's like, why? Like, make a new forearm. But what I do love is this absolutely beautiful head sculpt. That is the best head sculpt in the whole wave, and maybe one of the best head sculpts Hasbro's ever done. I love the wash on there. I love the crisp sculpt. Man, that is such a good-looking Vision head sculpt. And the rest of the body's okay. It's painted clean. It's definitely better than the prior one. I have that really expensive one. I don't know if it's expensive anymore now that this is coming out, but like, that was on the Sunfire body mold. I think this fits Vision a lot better, and he will be going on my main Marvel display. I'm not going to go over articulation. He does come with... He doesn't come with a lot of accessories. Accessories are pretty light in this wave. He does come with these hands, these open hands. They're not even the same hand. I wish they were both like this, but... Or at least matching. I don't like that they don't match, but yeah, it looks all right. Or I think it looks pretty good. Like from afar, you can't really tell about the arms and legs. It does bother me if I pay attention to it, but if you don't, it's not that bad. So he does look pretty good. Now I go back and forth on which of these figures I like more, but I'm going to go with Crystar first, just because I don't think the females get enough love in this line sometimes, and that Power Princess is pretty awesome. So we'll talk about Crystar first. He's also pretty awesome. Look at that shield. I know we're kind of doing it out of order. The sword and the shield look great, and this body is amazing. Really, really like this body. It's an all-new sculpt. It may be like Bucky Cap, like modified, but the way that light refracts off of it because of all the angles of it, I guess, looks fantastic. I really like this head sculpt. This is a separate piece, and these are painted. And then you get the boots and the gloves that are just molded red. He doesn't have a rotation, which doesn't really bother me, but look at those legs. That is so awesome. And he's also translucent, so there's a lot of translucent plastic in this wave, but the eyes are painted in there. This is awesome. I was so excited when they first revealed it. I didn't even know who Crystar was, but I was just like, damn, that is an awesome figure. Gotta have it for the Marvel Legends collection. And he looks great. He looks great. I think that's awesome. I like the color they chose. I would like to see them do an Iceman like this. This would be a really cool Iceman, but I don't think it's going to top the Diamond Select one. We already kind of showed them, but here is the Power Sword. looks pretty good. And look at how clear that plastic is. That is awesome. Looks really, really nice. I like that shield. He's also going to come with a fist and an open hand. I would have liked a full set, because this is a new sculpted hand. I like the way that this looks, but unfortunately we don't get that. And I will go over his articulation because he is new. So the head's on a disc hinge, goes up, down, pivot side to, or rotate side to side, and a little bit of pivot. Shoulders will go upwards, only about that much, down, rotate 360, bicep swivel, double jointed, pinless. I mean, you can kind of see through it, but that's the nature of translucent plastic. Pinless elbows. You do get a vertical hinge for the sword holding hand. You'll love to see it. Ab crunch goes forward and back. Upper, or like a waist twist. He does do the splits. He'll go forward, back, upper thigh cut, double jointed pinless knees, and then the ankle goes down and up and rotates. So yeah, looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. And he moves all right too. I don't think, I would imagine he's not the most agile character, so it doesn't really bother me at all. But yeah, looks really, really nice. Very well done on Hasbro's part. Last but certainly not least, Power Princess. She looks wonderful. Wonderful. The sculpt and the paint on this is fantastic. I love this gold paint that they use along the body, and it matches to the gold plastic very well. I like the little spurts of red dots there. This head sculpt is gorgeous. That looks wonderful, just as good as in person. And I love the sculpt of this body. Look at how big the shoulders are. The musculature of the arms. I saw so many people doing amazing Wonder Woman customs with this, and I gotta say, I don't blame you guys. A little bit of paint shading on the body would have been nice, but and maybe like a dry brush on the cloth parts, but damn, this is a good-looking figure. Good-looking figure. Oh, man, it looks so good. Like, it's nice to have a female superhero with heroic proportions. I mean, like, look at how different this is to this. Like, I mean, this is a pretty good figure, too. I do enjoy it, but, like, oh, it's like night and day, in my opinion. It's so good. She does come with a bunch of accessories, too. So she is going to come with an alternate open hand, and she does come with a fist hand for the right side. But I seem to have misplaced it. It was in the package, so it's not Hasbro's fault, it's my fault. But she's coming with a fist hand, too. And then you are going to get a shield, which I do like. There's a little bit of paint on there. It's nice. It's not the clip thing. It's just kind of... or it's not the pegging clip. It's just a clip, which I don't know how I feel about, because I feel like it kind of was stretching out already. But... what are you going to do? So there's that, and then she has her sword, which brings back the red that's on her gauntlets a little bit, which is nice. And then that is able to be held by her. I think the grip is a little loose for my liking, but it's not terrible. But man, that looks so good. In terms of articulation for her, pivot side to side. You're not really going to be able to look up and down, but it's okay. It's a good double ball peg, and it does really allow for like dynamic posing. Looks good. Shoulders go up, down, rotate 360, bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, and then the wrists are going to swivel, and there is a vertical hinge on this sword holding hand. The ab crunch or whatever, waist twist, it's pretty good. Pivot side to side, rotate back and forth, looks nice. Look at that, no drop down hips, looks fantastic. Just, man, dude. Kicks forward pretty good too. Back, upper thigh cut. Oh my gosh, double jointed knees. The boot rotates, and then the ankles go up and down and pivot. It's so good. It's a very good array of articulation, and it kind of makes them look like fools in the way of like saying that like they can't do these things that they're doing, and then they do them very well, and it's like, well, why have you not been doing it? It's just great. I really, really like what this figure's got going on. I'm only going to do size comparisons for these three because they're like the newer bodies. Everything else is pretty much reused. So here they are next to the NECA Toys King Kong, along with the Jazzwares Fortnite Series Peely. Here they are next to the McFarlane Toys Dark Knight Returns Batman, along with the Hasbro Marvel Legends X-Men Series Darwin. And then here they are next to the Hasbro Marvel Legends What If Series Zombie Captain America. So with all of that being said, I know that was kind of a longer video. I try to cut it down as much as possible. I really like this wave. It's one of the best Marvel Legends waves in a while, in my opinion. It's very rare that I want almost every figure in the wave. Like I said, I skipped on that Black Panther because I'm really happy with the custom one that I did. And I don't want this Namor, but like the rest, and I don't really care about the Void, but like most of the figures in this wave are things that I wanted. I've been asking for a new Vision. I've never really asked for Crystar, but I did want a Ney Marita. It's not the version I did want, but I'm okay with this. And I wanted Power Princess to finish the Squadron Supreme. So overall, it's a very solid wave of Marvel Legends. Now, I'm going to give them each individual rankings because it's hard to... This one has great variation in it. So starting off with the lowest one, Justice. It's a shit figure. Let's be honest here, guys. It sucks. The head sculpt's not that great to make up for the rest of the body. And it just sucks. I don't know why we wasted new sculpt to make that cape thing. When you could have put in the pinless legs and just had a regular cape. So not a big fan of that. That's going to get a 5 out of 10 on a generous day. It's not egregiously terrible, but it's not good. Next up on the list was Namor, and I'm going to give Namor a 6 out of 10 because he doesn't come with any cool accessories and he's just reuse as well. I mean, he does come with the trident, so maybe a 6.5. He's just boring. And again, no pinless limbs at this point. For this price point, it should be a standard. Then going up to Ney Marita, I'll say I'm gonna give her an 8. I think she's fine. More accessories would be cool, like a water base would be really nice, but the paint that's there is very clean and it's a pretty good looking figure overall. Next up on the list, we're going to talk about Void himself. I think it's awesome. Like, again, especially for a guy who's not a fan of this character, I'll give Void an 8 as well. I think he's a pretty good Build-A-Figure. You get a lot for your money with this one. Then going up to Vision, I'm going to give Vision an 8 as well, because while I personally really like him and he will be going on my main display shelf, he also is pretty basic and just kind of a simple repaint. So, and I'm not a big fan of the boots and gloves situation. Then going to Crystar. Crystar's awesome. He's going to get a 9 because he could have a full set of hands. That does bother me. But I really like the articulation, or the sculpt, and the articulation works good with it. Then finally, Power Princess. I'm going to give her a 10 out of 10. She comes with a good amount of accessories, which, by the way, I did find the fist hand, thank goodness. And she moves good. She looks great. Very good heroic proportions. So overall, super good wave of Marvel Legends. So I'm done rambling. With that being said, I believe that's all I got for today. If you have not already, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Also be sure to follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and Letterboxd. I post a lot on all of those apps and have a great time. So I'm sure you will too. But as always, let me know. You copping any of these? Stay tuned on my Mercari if you're interested in buying these two. See you guys in the next one. Peace.
What goes on, guys? I wanted to hop on here again and thank you all for watching, and to let you know that if the following apps interest you, feel free to follow me on them, as I put the links in the description for you guys. I really appreciate everything you all do for me, so DM me with any questions or thoughts. I'd love to sit and talk with you all. Again, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.